I always say, man, my experience, I've learned this is my canvassing days. I always say when I used to canvas, man, you knock on, 100 doors, 200 doors in a day. And out of that day, you might, on some days, you might even get 2 yeses. But I got 98 no's. And like, get out of my yard. Man, what are you doing? It's like, whatever. Like, you get all this rejection. This recent, so we're fundraising for our manufacturing. We always, manufacturing business, you're always fundraising, raising capital. One of our investors that we were speaking with, and this is the story. You'll kind of get the concept here. They kind of like was like, oh, what you guys are doing isn't making no sense, and this is doing everything they can to cause us to almost feel like we're not smart enough. Our plan doesn't make all the most sense, and all this stuff. To the point was like, yeah, we'll give you some money on a lower valuation. And you all walk Shark Tank, so you raising money on your valuation and stuff.
Right.
It was like, we're gonna give you money on a lower valuation, and we want to secure it with your IP. And so it's interesting. So like in my industry, I have this technology that, again, how we make our products. That's what makes it special what we do, right? Our model. Right? So
and that IP is intellectual property, correct?
Like that's my trade secret, how I make my meats and stuff, right? So I make meats. It's a technology that we have, a sole process that we do. And they was like, look, we'll do a low evaluation, but you know what we're gonna do? We want senior position, and we're gonna secure it with your IP. So if you fail, this doesn't work, guess what happens? We're gonna get your IP. And what was interesting was like it was an insult at best. It was almost like Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank was like, he just give you the worst deal ever. Just for the fun. Just for the fun of it. So my team, and we got back to the table, was like, we was like little flustered, man, like at first. And I was like, I said something, I said, look, I'm gonna put this on my wall. I'm literally gonna make a plaque. And that response, I'm gonna put that on my wall. And that's going to be my encouragement, because what they did see, they was like, what they said, they didn't believe in us for whatever reason, right? I ain't going all that. They didn't believe in our team that we can make it happen. But what they did see is that we had some IP that they knew was happening. That's what they did see, right? And they was like, well, if I give them X amount of money, I can go behind this and just sell his IP and make some good money on it. So what they did validate, they might be like, look, I don't believe in you, but I know that's what you have is something special.
Hold on, Chef, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
All right, I can hear you now. Okay, so you said they saw you had something valuable, the IP.
They saw that I had. They didn't believe in me for whatever reason, whether it was my skin color, I don't know what it was. I ain't gonna go there, right? But whatever the reasons was, right? But they knew what I had was something valuable. Right. So I felt a little down for a little bit. But then I said, I'll put this on my wall, because what you're going to realize in business is that rejection is a part of the story.
Yes.
Rejection is a part of the experience. And rejection, and if you take rejection as failure, it's not failure. Rejection is only a stepping stone that's going to help you become better.
Yes.
Your value, number one, is in Jesus. Yes. Jesus has already said you're valuable. You're the apple of my eye. I've made you with my own hands. Christ has already validated you and me and us. So the value is not placed upon whether somebody else affirms our value. Right. It's really is built upon whether we see that what he's called us to, he's responsible for, and I'm willing to go through the pain and the process that he's going to take me through while I'm getting there. And so I say that to say that expect rejection and appreciate rejection. And sometimes there are issues that you need to be rejected. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta say, I didn't have my act together. Sometimes you can say, this, it wasn't the right timing. Sometimes God is like, it's just like, something, you were more than qualified, but that wasn't the right investor or the right person or the right contract or the right. So you got to self-analyze and ask yourself why. You feel me? And so for me, it came to be, number one, that definitely wasn't the right investor, right? What I did realize, I got something valuable.
Right.
And then God was like, but I got a different path that's even better than that path. Even though it looks so good. That was the roses. I thought that was it. Like, but now that ain't the right one. I got a different way and a different strategy I want you to take. And I'm just helping you to see why this isn't the right way. And so for me, again, appreciate, or I should say, embrace. My message is embrace the rejections in your experience.
Right. Right.
Them. Whether it's for you to say, hey, you need to stop being lazy in the morning and get up and get to work. Don't sleep in every day. You know, whether it's you saying, you know something, God is closing this door for a purpose because he has something better in store for me. You know, embrace the rejections and just let that be motivation for you to keep fighting and watch God open up the door to the next solution, man, and make that thing so beautiful. So that's what I would say, man. Embrace the rejection, man.
Amen. Embrace the rejection. You know, I wrote a poetry book, and I have a statement in there that says, I took 2 L's and turned them into a W, right? You know what I'm saying? And so you got to take those L's and make them W's, man. New videos, new podcast episodes every Sunday at 9 o'clock. You can find the full episode by clicking the card up at the top right of this video. If you prefer an audio-only experience, then we want to let you know that we're streaming through every major podcast streaming platform. For the full list, you can go to www.lionandthelambo.com. Until next time, go impact the world.